What's up, guys? Welcome to AGTV. We have a very important update for you guys. Buhari is right. Fuel subsidy is a fraud. Okay, before we go into that, if you're new to AGTV, please hit the red subscribe button down below to subscribe so I can be able to get important updates whenever we upload. Okay, President Muhammadu Buhari was Petroleum Minister from 1976 to 78 and Governor of northeastern states comprising today's Bauchi, Gombe, Borno, Yobe, Taraba and Adamawa states. He was also head of state for 20 months from December 31st, 1983. So when as a presidential candidate, he told the country in 2011 that the much touted fuel subsidy is a fraud. It was assumed he knew what he was talking about. He asked the basic question, who is subsidizing who? He explained the cost process and told the public that fuel subsidy in an oil-soaked country like ours is nothing but corruption, a brazen theft of public funds. As to how we can determine the true cost of a liter of fuel, he worked it out brilliantly. The cost of one barrel at the wellhead and the cost of transportation to the refinery, the cost of refining it and its cost at the pump. Based on the basic economics, he concluded, if anybody says he is subsidizing anything, he is a fraud. Last Wednesday, April 18, 2019, President Buhari presided over the meeting of the Federal Executive Council (FEC) and allowed himself to be cowed by the subsidy sharks into accepting the delusion that there is high fuel subsidy. He let himself be conned into believing the International Monetary Fund (IMF) claims of fuel subsidy, which must be removed to allow higher fuel prices. As in the past, the hike will hurt the Nigerian people, negatively affect the economy and significantly increases mass poverty. Already under the Buhari presidency, Nigeria with 87 million citizens under the poverty line has attained the dubious status of being the poverty capital of the world. For the Buhari leadership, it is no longer a question of whether fuel price will be increased. It is when. His Minister of Finance, Hajia Zainab Ahmed, at a press briefing said, we need to find how we can exit fuel subsidy. But how do we do that? We do that only when we have enough buffers to cushion the effects of the removal for our people. In some countries, they provide buses to transport people. In some countries, they provide subsidies for people that are directly requiring the subsidies. We have not found a way to do that. What we are doing now, the subsidy, it is everybody that is benefiting, whereas it should be the people that are really vulnerable that needs it. Her speech contains four main ingredients. First, that Buhari and his government accepts the contrived fuel subsidy. Secondly, that the administration agrees with the IMF that fuel subsidy is like cancer, which must be removed. Thirdly, that fuel price would be hiked. Fourthly, because Buhari loves poor Nigerians, he wants to cushion the effect of the price hike. The issues of cushioning the effect is fraudulent, old trick repeatedly played on Nigerians. For instance, when in 1989 and 1991 the Babangida regime increased fuel prices, it introduced cushioning effects by launching a bus mass transit program (MTP) and establishing the Directorate of Food, Roads and Rural Infrastructure (DFRRI). In the case of the Jonathan administration, after increasing price on January 1st, 2012, it established the Subsidiary Reinvestment and Empowerment Program (SURE-P) has cushioning effects. The fraudulent logic in this cosmetic cushioning effect is that subsidy favors only the rich. There is therefore the need to assist the poor to bear the pains, while Babangida and Jonathan governments were more straightforward on the issues. The Buhari government engages in camouflage. It is giving the impression that it is sorry for the people. That is why it must first put cushioning effects in place before increasing the price. This does not tally with its previous action on May 11, 2016. It jacked fuel price from 87 naira to 145 without any so-called cushioning effect. Nigerians would not be unwise if they believe the finance minister when she said we should not be contemplating removing the subsidy, because indeed when we do, there will be people that will suffer in reality. It is like the tiger stalking its prey. In fact, while Buhari government had claimed that it was not paying subsidy and that it had thereby saved the country 1.4 trillion annually, in truth, it was paying about that amount as fuel subsidy. Dr. Agbon Izielen, a Nigerian oil expert based in Texas, United States, in December 2011, put flesh on Buhari's informed submission on fuel price at the refinery gate in Port Harcourt. The cost of barrel of Kwal Igbo crude oil is made up of the finding/development cost $3.5 billion per BBL and a production, storage, transportation cost of $1.5 per barrel. Thus, a $5 per barrel, we can get Nigeria Kwal Igbo crude to the refinery gates at Port Harcourt and Warri. 1 barrel is 42 gallons or 159 liters. The price of 1 barrel of petrol at the depot gate is the sum of the cost of the crude oil, the refining cost, and the pipeline transportation cost. Refining costs are at $12.6 per barrel and pipeline distribution costs are $1.5 per barrel. The distribution margins, retailers, transporters, dealers, bridging funds, administrative charges, etc. are 15.49 naira per litre or $16.58 per barrel. The true cost of 1 barrel of petrol at the mobile filling station in Port Harcourt or anywhere else in Nigeria is therefore $5 plus $12.6 plus $1.5 plus $16.6 or $35.7 per barrel. This is equal to 33.6 naira per litre compared to the official price of 65 naira per litre. Armed with such scientific analysis, the trade union movement that December 2011 met the President Goodluck Jonathan. I was the acting general secretary of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC). The government technical team led by the finance minister Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala tried to bamboozle us with all sorts of statistics, slides, video and subsidy statements to justify the administration's claim that the landing cost was 141 naira per litre. We punctured holes in the presentation and showed the statistics to be padded. We went further to ask Dr. Okonjo-Iweala that since the government claimed that it had a 60% local refining capacity, she should tell us the cost of a litre of locally refined fuel. She flared up, protesting that she was not a liar. At that point, President Jonathan intervened, asking us to come with our statistics to the next meeting, slated for January 2012, but that was aborted as the government on January 1st, 2012 increased a litre of fuel from 65 naira to 141 naira. With that, mass street protests and strikes swept through the country. Although the waves did not sweep away the Jonathan government, it never recovered from the effects. Except the Yar'Adua administration, all governments since 1987 had feasted on the fuel subsidy fraud. Okay, this is very interesting this morning. This is a very important one, talking about fuel subsidy. Okay, if you have anything to say about this, please leave it in the comment section. What do you think about this fuel subsidy issue in this country? It is stated here that the government have been duping us of our benefits since 1987, apart from